Do betta fish need gravel? Setting up a tank includes buying substrate to go with it. Betta fish need substrate in their tank. Do bettas need gravel? The short answer is no. Betta fish do require some type of substrate. But gravel is not the only substrate that is appropriate for bettas. Gravel is a great substrate for beginners as it is effective and easy to clean. However, there are other choices like sand, tile and soil. So gravel is not necessary for a betta. Do bettas like gravel? Betta fish do not necessarily enjoy or dislike gravel. Gravel is used to help trap uneaten food and waste away from the fish, which helps build up bacteria. The good bacteria break down harmful waste components into harmless ones. For bettas, substrate serves another purpose. Betta fish react with extreme aggression towards others of their own species. If substrate is not present, there will be a strong reflection of themselves on the bottom of the tank. In most cases, they think this is another betta. How much gravel do I need for a betta tank? The general rule for gravel is 1 to 2 inches tall across the bottom of the tank. For bettas, 1 inch is normally more than enough. However, if you are planning to have plants, you may want a deeper gravel bed for planting and root tabs. Smaller grain gravel does not need to be as deep as larger grain. In order to promote the growth of good bacteria in your substrate, there needs to be good water flow. Larger grain gravel already has great flow, as there are large gaps between the pieces. On the other hand, if you stack up small grain gravel too deep, there will be little to no flow to the bottom. If you clean your gravel regularly, this will not be an issue. However, if you end up slacking, waste trapped in the bottom will rot. Without water flow, bacteria won't break the waste down properly, and there will be a small pocket where toxic conditions form. When you do get around to cleaning the gravel, it will release high levels of ammonia, which is toxic to fish. Is sand, gravel, or tile better for a fish tank? Sand and tile are both alternatives to gravel. Sand is more difficult to clean than tile or gravel. You can't gravel vacuum it like you can for gravel and tile, as it would just suck up all the sand. You must stir it weekly to remove air pockets and bring waste to the surface. Then use a siphon to hover over the waste and draw it out. Tile placed on the bottom of the tank. While tile is among the most popular substrates, it is surprisingly rarely used. Most new keepers don't know about this substrate. It is primarily used in monster tanks, or tanks with very large predatory fish, as these fish tend to be messy. This substrate is by far the easiest to clean, which is why it's used for messy fish. It doesn't have the classic aquarium look of gravel or sand, but some people prefer the clean-cut look of it. Gravel is classic, easily cleaned with a gravel vacuum, and is a good choice for bettas. None of these are necessarily wrong choices, as they all depend on an individual fish keeper's preference. How often should I clean aquarium gravel? You should do water changes once a week for bettas. To clean a tank, you will need to use the gravel siphon to drain around 20 to 30% of the tank's water. While doing this, thoroughly vacuum 1/3 to half of the gravel in the tank. During the next water change, rotate to a different section, vacuuming roughly the same amount. With this rotation, the beneficial bacteria won't be harmed, and all the gravel is thoroughly cleaned every 2 to 3 weeks.